In ancient Sanskrit texts, there exists a name so sacred that merely whispering it is believed to awaken intelligence itself, Saraswati, the goddess of wisdom. But here is what most people do not know. She is not merely a symbol of book learning or academic knowledge. She represents something far more profound, the creative force of the universe itself, the primordial sound from which all existence emerges. Today, we explore the story, the symbolism, and the living spiritual power of this luminous goddess who has guided seekers toward truth for thousands of years. Imagine standing in an ancient temple as dawn breaks over India. The air is thick with incense. A priest rings the bell, not once, but repeatedly, because every sound, every vibration, is believed to be the breath of Saraswati herself. Musicians tune their instruments, their fingers moving across strings in reverence. Artists dip their brushes in color. Students sit with their books, whispering prayers to a figure most of them have never truly understood. But by the end of this video, you will discover one extraordinary secret about Saraswati that connects her directly to the birth of human consciousness itself, something that will completely change how you understand her power. Saraswati's origins trace back to the earliest layers of Hindu philosophy, the Vedas and the Upanishads, texts composed between 1500 and 500 BCE. Her name comes from the Sanskrit root, Sara, meaning to flow, and Swa, meaning self, literally, she who flows with the self. In the Rig Veda, the oldest of the four Vedas, she appears as a river goddess, a divine feminine force associated with speech, wisdom, and the sacred waters of learning. The Saraswati River itself, which once flowed through the deserts of northwestern India, was believed to be her physical manifestation on earth. As Hindu philosophy evolved, so did the understanding of Saraswati. By the time of the Puranas, the great mythological texts composed around 500 CE, she had transformed into the celestial goddess we know today. She became the consort of Brahma, the creator god, and was given dominion over all forms of knowledge, the Vedas, music, mathematics, arts, and the power of language itself. In temples across India, from the grand Saraswati Mandir of Uttar Pradesh to the sacred pilgrimage sites of South India, millions gather each year during the festival of Vasant Panchami, celebrated on the 5th day of spring, to honor her with flowers, music, and the dedication of new learning. Her iconography tells a story that has remained consistent for over 2000 years. She sits upon a white lotus, symbolizing purity and enlightenment. In her four hands, she holds the veena, a stringed instrument representing the arts and music, a rosary of beads, symbolizing meditation and spiritual discipline, a palm leaf manuscript, representing sacred knowledge, and a water pot, representing the flow of wisdom. Her white garments signify truth and clarity. The swan beside her is no accident. The Hamsa, or swan, was believed in ancient times to have the divine ability to separate milk from water, truth from illusion, the ultimate metaphor for wisdom. But here is what most people, even devout Hindus, do not know about Saraswati. She is not depicted as carrying weapons, unlike her sister goddesses Durga and Kali. She holds no sword, no shield, no implements of power or force. Instead, her strength lies entirely in the power of knowledge, truth, and creative vibration. This is revolutionary. It suggests something that contradicts conventional thinking, that wisdom, not might, is the highest form of divine power. In a world obsessed with physical dominance and material strength, Saraswati whispers an ancient truth that a single idea, a pure thought, a moment of genuine understanding can transform existence itself more profoundly than any weapon ever could. She teaches us that the greatest revolutions in human history have never been won by swords, but by the spread of knowledge, by the courage to speak truth, and by the creative vision of those who dared to imagine a better world. Saraswati's deeper significance goes beyond mythology into the realm of philosophy and neuroscience that we are only beginning to understand today. In the Vedantic tradition, she represents Shabda Brahman, the sound vibration that underlies all of creation. Modern quantum physics has discovered that the entire universe is made of vibration, of frequency, of energy expressed as waves. The ancient seers knew this. They understood that before matter, before form, before existence itself, there was sound, there was vibration, there was the cosmic word. This is why in Hindu temples, the sound Om, the primordial sound from which Saraswati emerges, is chanted at the beginning and end of every prayer. You are not simply making noise. You are connecting to the fundamental vibration that created everything. In your daily life, Saraswati's wisdom operates every single moment. When you sit down to learn something new, whether it is a language, a skill, a spiritual practice, or an understanding of yourself, you are invoking her presence. When you speak with truth, when you create art, when you compose music, when you write words that touch another soul, when you question what you have been told and seek your own answers, you are channeling the energy of Saraswati. She is not confined to temples. She lives in the scholar's study, the artist's studio, the musician's practice room, the scientist's laboratory, and in the quiet moment when you finally understand something that has confused you for years. She is the breath behind every discovery, the light behind every creative impulse. The ancient texts tell us that Saraswati chose to remain forever unmarried in some traditions, eternally focused on the pursuit of knowledge rather than domestic duty. This is remarkable for a goddess in a tradition that celebrates marriage and family. It suggests that some aspects of the divine are devoted entirely to the ascent of consciousness, to the endless pursuit of truth. She teaches us that some callings are higher than others, and that knowledge, true knowledge, is one of the highest callings a human being can answer. She reminds us that we are not merely the roles we play or the relationships we hold. We are seekers. We are creators. We are vehicles for truth and beauty in a world that desperately needs both. Today, as you move through your life, carry this with you. You are a living expression of Saraswati's wisdom. Every question you ask, every book you open, every conversation where you listen with your whole heart, every moment where you speak your authentic truth, this is prayer. This is the worship of the goddess of wisdom. She does not require elaborate rituals or grand temples. She requires only your sincere desire to grow, to understand, and to contribute your unique gifts to the world. Let her guide you toward clarity. Let her inspire your creativity. And most importantly, let her remind you that the mind, the heart, the voice, these are sacred instruments of the divine. Subscribe to Sanatan